Welcome to my cozy and magical Halloween. I've been incorporating a lot more seasonal activities into our daily lives, and I feel like it has made such a difference in living in the moment and just kind of creating those magical memories with my kids like every day and not waiting for a specific holiday to roll around. And so this season has been filled with a lot of really fun activities that I want to share with you. For me personally, I love a latte in the morning, and so I wanted to start off strong by making a pumpkin pie spice sauce, and I love this recipe that I found. I will include it down below. And so we got that cooking on the stove and it smells amazing. And then this little Halloween setup of these little figurines is so much fun. It is my grandma's that she has passed down to me and is letting me set up with my kid, and my 2-year-old absolutely loves going over there and kind of playing with the figures. And I always thought little house villages were so magical growing up, and so having ones that are themed for the season is just so much fun to me. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I am very excited for our Christmas ones to come out too. I'm still working on some spring and summer ones. I don't have any of those yet. But back to the latte, our syrup got really nice and thick, and I just am keeping that in the fridge. It'll be gone this week, I guarantee it. And what a fun little ghosty cup. I just think each little element that you can include to make things different in each season just makes your daily life so much more meaningful and magical. And this pumpkin spice syrup was absolutely it. Then we did a really fun activity, and I found these silicone cups at Walmart last year and have just been reusing them because they're so much fun for the Halloween season. I put some food coloring in them and then some baking soda. And then in this big old pumpkin, we put some vinegar. And as I'm sure you are aware, baking soda and vinegar have a really fun reaction, and it makes a lot of bubbles, and you can just do so many things with this. And I love changing it up for each season. And it's one of those sensory items that my toddler absolutely loves and can't get enough of, and he will always play with this for a good 30 minutes, if not 45 to an hour. And so having a fun setup like this on hand, that's something as simple as baking soda and vinegar, I highly recommend. It is kind of messy, but kids love messy play, and it does keep them entertained for a while. And so while he did this, I got to do some dishes, and we were all happy. I think the other tip that I can give with sensory play and messy play is they might not do it the way that you would do it. And so for me, he kept asking for more vinegar and more baking soda. And so I kept giving it to him because it wasn't that expensive of an item. And he just loves pouring and dumping and mixing. And this is not how I would have done it. I gave him the syringes to pull up the vinegar in and then put it in the individual cauldrons. But to each their own. And I think that that's what really gives him the creativity to kind of explore on his own and kind of learn through that play. So try not to correct them too much, just let them do it their own way and enjoy the process. Now, I had to share this bit with you. We went and visited my grandpa, and he has so many deer on his property, and they were getting so close. That was my grandpa, my dad, and my son. He puts little corn pieces out for the deer every single night, and he says, "Come on in, babies," and they all come in and eat, and they're just his company. He lives alone up there, and I just think that's really sweet, and he just adores his time with nature. The leaves around here have been changing so dramatically. We have 2 massive yellow trees right outside our front door that are just dreamy. Now, this was the element this season that I was most excited about, and it wasn't a complete win in my book, but it was so much fun to make and try. We had a girls' night, and I decided to try to make pumpkin soup, and this was spicy pumpkin soup, and it was a recipe that I found on Pinterest. I will include it down below. The reviews were raving, and personally, I just don't think I'm much of a puree person, and that's where I think I went wrong. My friend loved it and would definitely make it again. For me, it just wasn't the right consistency, but I think that was my own personal preference, not anything at fault with the recipe, because people do seem to love this recipe. But it was really fun to try a pumpkin soup, and it has some spicy chickpeas as toppings and some nice crispy bacon and feta cheese, and it really was fun to make and kind of put together, and it does make you feel like you're living very seasonally, and I would definitely recommend giving it a try this season because it was a really fun dish to kind of experiment with. And that's also what I love about seasonal living, is just really trying out all the different recipes, because there are thousands and you never really know what you're going to love until you try it. But this was such a cozy and fun dish for a girls' night that I'm so happy that we made it. This next craft was so much fun. I don't necessarily think it was for toddlers, but you never really know until you try it. But we took popsicle sticks and painted them up, and then I tried to make a little haunted house sort of thing on some felt, glued those down, made a cute little door. Really, what I loved about this project is that I just went into our craft supplies and just took really random scraps and pieces of things that we already had. I didn't go out and try to buy anything specific. We just kind of used what we had and made this really fun little Halloween house. And my son thought it was really cute, and he's learning his letters, and so he really liked these extra little Scrabble board pieces that we found to incorporate on there. And he loved the little ghost, and I thought it was just so much fun. I do think this would be such a fun project with some older kids that would be able to use a hot glue gun. My kid is a little bit young for this, but if you were like an older or even middle school, I feel like this would be so much fun to make, because you really can have endless opportunities and just be so creative with it.
A happy ghost or a scared ghost?
A scared one.
So should his mouth go in like this? Like that. Okay. All right, we'll put some on the top. And then yep, careful, don't press too hard.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, we need that too. Okay, wait, let's put.
The fuzzy's down.
The fuzzies are gone. Okay. Okay. Are we? Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Something's glowing.
No, he's glowing?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I'm trying this anyways. I'm trying this and cupcake.
These brown butter snickerdoodles were so amazing and made my kitchen smell unbelievably delicious. And the next thing we did was make some really fun little ghost cutouts. And we were intentionally trying to work on my son's scissor practice, but it was a little harder for him to cut than I thought it would be. So I ended up cutting them, but they ended up being so cute. As indicated by our mess, it did take me a few tries to figure out where to place the hands and the ghost on the folds so that it would work. The other thing that I absolutely love about changing of the seasons is being able to change our bookshelf. A few of these books I got from the library, a few of them we have bought over the years and are growing our own collection, but I really think that changing up the playroom and the bookshelf into seasonal books and activities really keeps my toddler engaged and really wanting to learn and continuing to grow and just kind of developing that independent play. Lastly, as just a family fun activity to kind of switch things up and create memories, I put a TV in the middle of our living room so that we all could get cozy on the couch because we don't keep our TV out in the living room. And we ended up eating dinner and watching a movie. We watched Halloween Town and we just had fun as a family together and cozied in, and it was such a sweet memory. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a cozy and magical Halloween too.